They say every village keeps a secret, but in Umwaka, our secret walked among us barefoot, ragged, muttering to shadows only she could see. Some nights, we heard her laughter echo like a ghost through the market square. Other nights, she wept until even the dogs stopped barking. We called her Nena, the mad woman, though no one truly knew her name. She slept beneath the broken iroko tree, scavenged food from rubbish pits, and scared children with her wild hair and hollow eyes. We ignored her, we mocked her, we avoided her shadow. But the day she gave birth, beneath the blazing sun right in the middle of the market, our world shifted. And what came from her womb was not just a child, it was a mystery that would haunt us all. Our village lay between two rivers and a forest thick with whispers. Life was simple. The men farmed yam and cassava. The women traded pepper, crayfish, and cloth at the market, and the children carried laughter on their dusty feet. The rhythm of life was steady drums on festival nights, the clang of pestles in the morning, the distant call of the muezzin from the neighboring town. Yet, for all our joy and togetherness, there was one thread we all avoided touching. Nena. No one knew when she first arrived. Some said she wandered in one rainy season, heavy with sorrow. Others whispered she was once the daughter of a great chief but cursed by spirits for disobedience. She never begged, but she always appeared when food was shared. If you offered her yam, she would take it, sniff it, and sometimes laugh before eating. If you ignored her, she would simply walk away, mumbling to herself. To us, she was part of the village the way the stray goats were. Always there, always ignored. Looking back, the signs were everywhere. One Harmattan morning, a boy swore he saw Nena speaking with a shadow by the riverbank. Her reflection did not move the same way she did. Another time, during market day, she picked up a kola nut from the ground, cracked it, and declared loudly, "A king is coming, but he will crawl before he walks." We laughed, we jeered. Children clapped, shouting, "Mad woman, mad woman." But our laughter would not last long. It was market day, the square buzzing with voices, bargaining, laughter, and quarrels. Suddenly, a scream split the air. At first, we thought it was a fight, but then we saw her Nena collapsing to the ground, clutching her stomach. Women dropped their baskets of tomatoes, men froze, and the air went still. "She is mad, leave her," someone muttered. But the cries grew louder, raw, animal-like. Blood pooled beneath her. "She is giving birth." Panic rippled through us. Who would touch her? Who would dare help the madwoman? Just when we thought she would die alone, an old midwife, Mama Ifioma, pushed through the crowd. "No woman should give birth alone, not even this one." She spat, spreading her wrapper on the ground. Hours felt like minutes. The sun burned overhead. And then, a cry. A newborn's cry, piercing, powerful. Unlike any we had heard before, we gasped. For a moment, even the wind stilled. The baby boy lay in her arms, his skin glowing faintly as though kissed by light, his tiny fist clenched around nothing, and yet, the ground beneath him seemed to tremble. And then before our very eyes, a faint golden mist rose from his mouth, forming the shape of a face, an ancestor's face. The crowd screamed. From that day, nothing was the same. Some swore the child was a blessing. Others feared he was an abomination. Strange things began to happen. Goats untied themselves at night and wandered to Nena's side, sitting calmly as though guarding the boy. A drought threatened, but where she washed his cloth by the river, fish appeared in abundance. Children who mocked him fell sick, only to recover after touching his tiny hand. The elders called a secret meeting. Was this child a gift from the gods, or a curse that would bring ruin? But before a decision could be made, something darker began to stir. One moonless night, a traveler staggered into the village wounded. Trembling, he spoke of masked men roaming the land, burning villages, enslaving children. "They are searching," he gasped. "Searching for a child born under strange signs." Our blood ran cold. The elders exchanged uneasy glances. Could it be? But before we could decide what to do, the baby began to fall ill. He cried endlessly, his glow fading. Nena, though still mad, whispered to him, "They are coming for you, my son, but your destiny is greater than their chains." One stormy night, Mama Ifioma, the midwife, revealed a secret. Long ago, she had seen Nena as a young maiden, beautiful, sharp-eyed, and full of laughter. She had fallen in love with a stranger who came from the forest. He was not of flesh, but spirit, an Ogbanj traveler between worlds. He promised her a son who would change destinies. But when the villagers mocked her love, Nena fled into madness, carrying the burden of a child not yet born. And now, that child had come. The child was no ordinary boy. He was the bridge between our world and the unseen. The raiders came, drums of war thundered from the hills, fire lit the night, screams tore the air. They came not for yam or cattle but for the child. We tried to hide him, but the baby's glow betrayed us. Shimmering in the dark like a beacon, Nena clutched him to her chest, fleeing into the forest. Villagers followed, torn between fear and loyalty. The raiders closed in, masks gleaming, swords flashing, and then it happened. The baby opened his mouth. From it came not a cry, but a voice, deep, ancient, commanding, enough. The ground shook, trees bent. The raiders dropped their weapons, eyes wide with terror. The child's glow blazed, illuminating the forest like dawn. And just as suddenly darkness swallowed everything. Life in Umwaka did not return to normal. How could it? We had seen a child command grown men with nothing but a word. We had seen raiders, men who destroyed whole towns, fall on their knees before a baby. But most haunting of all, Nena and her child were gone. Some women swore they saw footprints by the river that morning, bare feet, alongside tiny baby marks leading into the forest, then disappearing as though swallowed by the earth. The elders tried to calm us. They told us to forget, to move on, to pretend nothing happened. But how do you forget a miracle? Children whispered about it by the fireside. Hunters swore they sometimes heard the baby's laughter echoing deep in the bush. Even the goats seemed restless, wandering toward the forest edge at night. We were living with a wound that refused to heal. The council of elders met in secret again. This time, their fear was not of raiders but of destiny. "This child is not ordinary," said Elder Ogbu, his hands trembling as he held his staff. "If he returns, he could unseat us. People will follow him, not us." "But he saved us," argued Mama Ifioma, the midwife. "Without him, we would all be dead." Her voice was drowned by the growls of men unwilling to surrender power. "No spirit child has ever brought peace," another elder said. "They bring chaos. If he returns, the village will break apart." So it was decided, if Nena and her son ever came back, the boy was not to be celebrated, but controlled or destroyed. We did not know it then, but our leaders' fear planted seeds of betrayal that would one day bloom in blood. Far away, in a ruined village, the raiders licked their wounds. Their leader, a tall man with scarred cheeks, knelt before a shrine. "We failed," he growled. "The child's power is greater than we thought." A priestess stepped forward, her eyes milky with blindness. "He is the bridge," she said, her voice low and trembling. "Half of this world, half of the spirit world. If he grows, he will command kings and gods alike. That is why he must die." The raiders struck their spears into the earth and swore an oath. They would not stop until the child was theirs. Seasons passed. Umwaka thrived on the surface, but beneath it, unease lingered. One day, a young hunter named Obaira went deep into the forest. He was skilled, brave, but also curious. While tracking an antelope, he stumbled upon a strange clearing. At its center stood Nena. Her hair was still wild, her clothes ragged, but her eyes, those hollow, haunted eyes, were now steady, clear, burning with a calm strength we had never seen before. And beside her stood the child. He was no longer a baby, but a boy of about 3 reigns, his eyes brighter than the stars, his small hands glowing faintly even in daylight. Birds circled above him. The ground seemed alive beneath his feet. "Who are you?" Obaira whispered, dropping his spear. The boy turned and smiled. "I am who you will follow." Obaira fled back to the village, trembling, his heart pounding with awe and terror. When Obaira told his story, the village split. Some shouted with joy, "He lives! Our savior is alive!" Others frowned. "If he grows stronger, who will protect us from him? Power like that cannot be trusted." The elders seized the chance to stoke fear. "He is a spirit child," they warned. "Such children always demand sacrifice. Do you want to wake one day and find your families gone?" Yet in secret, the people still hoped. Many began to leave offerings of food and palm oil at the edge of the forest, whispering prayers to the boy they now called Ikenna, child of destiny. The rains came heavy that year, drowning farms and sweeping away goats. Hunger spread. Desperation forced us to gather at the market square, begging the gods for mercy. And then he appeared, Ikenna, now 5 years old, his hair curled like coiled rivers, his eyes fierce as fire. Nana walked beside him, no longer the madwoman but a mother reborn. When he raised his small hand, the rain ceased, the clouds parted, and the sun blazed down upon our soaked village. The people fell to their knees. They sang, they wept, they hailed him as a savior. But in the shadows, the elders exchanged dark glances. The more Ikenna revealed his power healing the sick, multiplying yam heaps, commanding storms, the more the elders feared. One night, they sent for Nena. "Leave this place," they warned her. "Your child is dangerous. The people may worship him now, but one day they will turn against him." But Nena only smiled sadly. "You do not fear my son," she said. "You fear losing control. But destiny is not yours to command." That night, the elders made their choice. They sent a secret message to the raiders. The raiders came again, fiercer than before. This time, they did not arrive with torches. They came in silence, like shadows, sweeping through the village at night. Their target was not our homes, but the boy. Ikenna woke before anyone else. He stood at the center of the square, his small figure glowing against the darkness. The raiders surrounded him. Nana rushed to shield him, but one struck her down with the flat of his blade. "Come with us, child," their leader growled. "The world belongs to you, but only if you learn power through us." The boy's eyes filled with tears, but then his voice deepened, not the voice of a child, but of something ancient. "You cannot take me." The ground cracked. Flames burst from the earth. The raiders screamed as fire swallowed their weapons. But then something unexpected happened. Ikenna collapsed. His glow flickered, dimming like a dying flame. His body grew cold. Nana wailed, clutching him. And for the first time, we realized his power was not limitless. Every act drained him. Every miracle carried a cost. The battle ended with the raiders fleeing once more, terrified. But their words haunted us. "We will return. The boy is ours." That night, Nena made a choice. She carried Ikenna to the forest's heart. At dawn, hunters found only her wrapper tied to a tree branch. The boy and his mother were gone. Some say the earth opened and took them in. Others whisper they crossed into the spirit world. But one thing is certain. Umwaka has never been the same. Years have passed since that night. Children born after still ask about Ikenna. Elders pretend to forget, but their eyes betray fear. Sometimes, when the wind howls at night, we hear the faint sound of a child's laughter, distant, echoing, both joyful and haunting. And we know the story is not over. The madwoman we mocked was no madwoman at all. The child we feared was no ordinary boy. And somewhere, out there, destiny still waits. For one day, the child of destiny will return. And when he does, Umwaka will never be ready.